Friday night edition of the... Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Miles Turner.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that.
Whoa! Whoa!
Halliburton inflicting some pain with that throwdown. My goodness, young fella.
Tyrese Halliburton is flat-out special, Clark. Yeah, you say it all the time. He is an absolute machine on offense.
He really is an orchestrator, a maestro of platinum-level capability. His turnover numbers, outstanding. He's a guy that flirts with the 50, 40, 90 shooting splits and is going to lead the league in assists, I think, a better part of his career going forward. That's how good he is.
Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Fires for three. Bangs home the trifecta. Halliburton's got 7 points.
Halliburton, a really good knockdown shooter, which adds great value to this offense.
From deep, Harden. Another miss by Harden.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Kicks it out to Siakam to the inside. Indiana moving the ball around. Jones against Mathurin. 5 to shoot. Launches a three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Now Harden. And he just worked New York in that last game. Zubac the pass to Jones. Back to Zubac. Shot to stop the run. And the dunk by Zubac for 2.
Finally, after all those planks, someone comes through for him.
Well, you knew it eventually was going to happen. I mean, my goodness, a tight start to this one, but maybe that'll ignite some more buckets to be made.
First team foul.
Here's Halliburton coming off a solid outing against Washington. Here they are, game 1 of the season. Wow, it's fun to be here. And Clark, this is the culmination of all the hard work put in over the summer.
Yeah, you talk to the players on both sides, and there's optimism about this upcoming year. We'll see if that optimism is justified over time.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Halliburton drives in and finished off by Halliburton.
First step quickness that time from Halliburton. Got the defender on his heels.
Rejected by Halliburton. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
The kick out to Walker. Back to Halliburton. Outside Turner. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Here's Harden. Takes it out to Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
And Leonard makes it look easy. Incredible at getting inside and just finishing with physicality.
And the shot goes in from Siakam.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively. But where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls. They've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
Siakam, a screen on Harden. Halliburton with it. Jones covering for three. Siakam. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton.
3 points.
Siakam's got 5 now.
Rise and fires. This is Siakam's attitude off the catch. And with these results, you understand why.
Harden finds Zubac. Back to Harden. Leonard sets a screen for Harden. Shot clock at 5. Outside, Jones. Pass to Zubac. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Miles Turner. And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
Just 72% from the line a season ago. Not the greatest of numbers, but there are guys who are far worse off when it comes to free throw shooting.
And Walker kicks to Turner. Back to Walker. Down low. Stolen by Harden. He can't get that one. Tyrese Halliburton has been on display for Indiana. He finishes with 9. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pacers.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
Something else they're doing well tonight, guys, lots of points in the paint. Something to continue to keep our eye on.
And so in the game for the Pacers, the backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Walker in at the 3. Pacers leading by 6. Last season, Miles Turner became the Pacers' all-time leader in block shots.
That's a pretty impressive feat when you consider some of the Pacers who played there historically. Jermaine O'Neal, Rick Smits, Roy Hibbert. Come on now. Great work by Miles Turner. So we need to give him his flowers now, and I think he's going to continue to add to that shot block total.
Zubac with the screen for Leonard. Over Siakam. And it's Leonard missing.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
A high-level athlete with underrated burst. Siakam continues to impress with his ability to finish.
Leonard against Siakam. Leonard looking around. Leonard dunks it down with force.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. But it sure does look good.
Turner passes to Halliburton. Out to Turner. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
And they were in the top 10 in terms of three-point shooting. Really a strength of this group all year long.
Not too many people recall their free throw shooting last season, but it really was outstanding. D8, when they got chances at the line, they made the most of them.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Harden. Walker with some nice D.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Pulls up on the wing. Here's Harden. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And the dunk by Zubac.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where 1 or 2 possessions can impact the outcome.
Tries from 10. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And it's an 8-point Pacer lead.
A big-time presence in the post. That's exactly what they want from Turner.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Harden with it. He's picked up by Walker. Harden with the stop.
You see it less often, but make no mistake now, given the opportunity, the beard can still throw it down on your head.
Drills the three-pointer.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Oh, I like the way they're playing. A very smart first half. Quality shots, not wasting possessions.
Hits it from three-point range. Harden's got 5 now.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but looks like they're putting it together right now.
Walker against Harden. And it's sent back by Turner.
Miles Turner denying another one of the league's best shot blockers year in and year out.
Walker's shot is off. And so Harden will bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 9 points. It's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the next to look forward to. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. When Jarris Walker stuffs it, we feel those bucks over here.
And a deep 3 from Harden. That ball, nice feed that time from Leonard. Harden's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. We've got 33 seconds left now here in the second. Outside Mathurin. Launches it. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Harden outside. Pass to Powell. Back to Harden. And so it's Indiana in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the 3rd quarter underway.
Taking a look here at Indiana. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. And returning now to that first half of our featured matchup, the strong play of Tyrese Halliburton has been a major contribution. And that'll do it for
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You look at Pascal Siakam in this game, he's been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
So with Harden on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. Drew Eubanks out there with Batum. Then there's Bogdanovich. Then it's Simmons. And it's Coffey in at the 3 set. And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or 2 against the young fellas. And sometimes, that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game. And look at the momentum Simmons gets on the drive, and he turns it into a huge slam.
Pass to Shepard.
Who's watching it?
To the paint. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Nicholas Batum.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
But when you think of siblings who have played in the NBA, the Lopez brothers, and now the Toppin brothers come to mind.
You can only imagine how cool a feeling that is to be able to play in the NBA with your brother. It's a dream come true for anybody to get to the highest level of pro basketball. And then to have a couple of players from the same family doing it together? Come on, man. Doesn't get any better than that.
Here's Shepard, guarded by Simmons. Shepard, the pass to Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. they can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns. Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
Shepard, the pass to Nembhard. Shepard with the ball. Pass to Neesmith. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Indiana ball.
It's time now to look at the NBA's top shooting teams from a season ago. Number 1, the Pacers.
They were remarkable in terms of their efficiency on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, they did a great job of finding the open man and working for great looks. Really just an unselfish group.
Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. Lets it go with the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Bogdanovich has got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And there it is for him.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
In the corner, Eubanks with it. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, improving dialogue between players and officials is a priority. Commissioner Silver says, now with high-fidelity audio, we're all able to hear a lot of what's being said. Now we have to take into account the high-stress environment. But there has to be a two-way sense of respect. I feel it's an area where we can make progress. Kevin?
You know, the commissioner's always looking ahead and looking at every area, which is great for the game. Bogdanovich, no luck. Pacers leading by 9. Nembhard with it. Outguarded by Bogdanovich. Nembhard's shot is good. Nembhard's got his first 2 points.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Here's Shepard, and he banks in the layup. Shepard's got the lead up to 13 now for Indiana.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Count that one. Bogdanovich has got 5 points so far.
Showing off his inside game. Bogdan is an all-around scorer.
Tapping a screen on Simmons. And it's Shepard missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And with that shot, the Indiana lead's cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Batum. Shepard, the pass to Nembhard. Toppin, no one around him. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Indiana in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5.
Assistant.
The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the 3, the small forward. Leonard sets a screen for Jones. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up shaping up to be a great game. Strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Maybe the best ever at earning free throws. I mean, Harden has mastered the art of contact and still being able to get off the shot.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Zubac finds Harden. Second shot opportunity. No good on the layup.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Over in the corner, Mathurin. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Turner passes to Siakam. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And a miss there on the triple. Clippers trail by 10. And with it, Halliburton picks him up. Lets it go from deep. And James Harden with the three.
Nice to see Harden continue to expand his range. He is an absolute laser from outside.
Turner with a screen on Harden. Here's Halliburton. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And the Pacers lead by 9.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And the jam by Harden.
You know, Harden is so hard to deal with when he drives because you know he's looking to draw the foul, and trying to defend him without fouling is a tall task.
Halliburton with the bucket.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
Harden surveying the D. No good on that one. Walker with some nice D. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
You love how they've lived in the paint, making the defense just consistently have to collapse and still finding ways to convert.
And I love the way they've been attacking the basket. I mean, they've looked to penetrate every opportunity they've had, and they've done a nice job doing that.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
They look pretty demoralized to me, and that always shows through at the defensive end first.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
A three from Leonard. Pacers with the rebound. Turner's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Walker the pass to Halliburton. Pass to Mathurin. And the Pacers another 3.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Harden, no good.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Indiana.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they'd taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Tyrese Halliburton.
Boy, the way he orchestrated the pace was impressive. I mean, moved the ball around, made good things happen with the pass. Well done.
And so they foul intentionally.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this game is over, and they're the only ones who don't realize that.
And finished off by Halliburton.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
And Leonard gets it to go. Halliburton drives in. Siakam off target with the free throw line, Jay. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
looking at these two teams. My attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Amp is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Shot is good by Edwards.
Well, I'd say any play with Edwards on the finishing end has a good chance of succeeding.
McDaniels against Harden. Pass to Leonard. Three-pointer. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Here's Edwards. McDaniels, a screen on Harden. Edwards. He gets it in there. Edwards has got 5 now.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards. Taking the contact, but staying committed to his finish.
Zubac with a screen on McDaniels. Harden misses. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one too, assuming his countryman Victor Wembanyama doesn't start taking the reins.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in this one. Screen by Leonard. And Harden is good for 3.
A lights-out three-point shooter, Harden loves to take and make them.
It's McDaniels on the wing. High arcing shot. That one's good for 2.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Leonard with a screen on McDaniels. And Harden with the slam.
Check it out. Harden putting on a show, throwing down an acrobatic dunk.
For 3, DiVincenzo. Jones grabs the board.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Pass to Powell from deep. And Los Angeles, another 3.
And remember, James Harden is usually a front runner in the league in assists. He has great vision.
And Edwards the bucket on the assist by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got 3 assists tonight. Harden against McDaniels. On the wing, Harden. He's got 5. Powell, left side. Just 5 on the clock. The floater, and he sinks the layup. Powell's got his second basket on the night.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
Edwards fires from way outside. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. Last time they came together was in Minneapolis, where they fell to the Timberwolves.
Yeah, they found some decent looks, but the shots just weren't falling. Sometimes it goes like that.
Seems like they did all they could, and sometimes it still doesn't go your way.
And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 5 from deep. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Tyronn Lue gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. I asked him directly about facing Anthony Edwards, and Coach said he's just so dynamic, right? Our hope is that we can control the pace, make this our kind of game, and he'll be a little less explosive. So the plan is to stifle Edwards by not letting him play at his tempo. Back to you.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks.
Hey, good luck stopping Edwards when he puts his head down and attacks the basket.
And Harden's got the ball here for the LA Clippers. They trail by 1. And the call foul will be against James Harden. That's his first foul. All right, now a chance to examine the rebounding numbers over the past few months for Jaden McDaniels.
What a nice trend has been for him in regards to rebounding. He's been attacking the glass these past few months. His numbers are way higher, and that makes him a more effective all-around contributor.
Now here's Randall. And Chris Finch has called timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And it's the 2K leaderboard. Team leaders in blocks last season. 5th, the Timberwolves.
Well, they played great defense last season. They had great rim protection, and they were very disruptive.
For 3, DiVincenzo. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. And there's the foul. It'll go on Julius Randle. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
34 seconds left in the first. Outside Harden. To the inside. Zubac.
Well, one of the premier defenders in this league. Gobert is so good at using his enormous wingspan to shut you down.
Randall deciding where to go with it. Back to Daniels. Outside for Randall. Puts up a 3. He got it off in time.
That is in it.
The baskets were coming early and often in the first quarter. It's Minnesota leading by 4. And we'll be back with you shortly. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
Another thing that's gone well for them is the mid-range jumper. It's been falling with ease so far.
On the court for the Timberwolves, second quarter underway. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. Harden against McDaniels. That one goes. Count it. Zubac has got his first basket of the night.
That's a textbook pass by Harden. He knows to move the ball when his shot isn't there off the pick.
Randle with the drive. And it's Randle with the jam.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Powell against Edwards. Oh! Edwards packs it home.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
Leonard with a screen on DiVincenzo. Powell, it's good. Powell's got 9 points. You were there, Stan, in Miami at the inception of Heat culture. Give us a taste of it.
Well, it's a little bit overblown in one way, in that everyone basically wants people who work hard and get in shape and compete. The difference maybe with the Heat is they just have a lower tolerance for players who don't meet their standards.
Harden drives in. Leonard against Gobert. Shot by Leonard, no good. Minnesota leading by 6. And he's going for the lob. And it's Randle that time on the assist from Edwards. Randle's gotten 4 this quarter.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Harden against Randle. Leonard for 3. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 7 tonight. Here's Edwards. Inside, Edwards lays it in.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Jones from outside. Minnesota with a rebound. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
We know Kawhi Leonard is a former Finals MVP. Jimmy Butler said, there are guys that are like, quote, I'm I'm going to find the best way to win. In a 7-game series, I'm going to get the best of you in the end. Kawhi's definitely up there. Whatever he's got to do, he is going to find a way. And Brian Butler would know a thing or two about that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you know that. No question about his abilities. DiVincenzo with the steal. And Kawhi Leonard gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
The Timberwolves lead by 7. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's DiVincenzo outside McDaniels. Randall against Leonard. Randall, good. Randall's got 10 points in the game.
I love this game plan. That's 10 points in a row from in close.
Stan, a late first-round pick in 2020. Jaden McDaniels, one of the top young two-way players in the league.
Well, Brian, last season he was rewarded with a big money extension. His play tailed off just a bit, but still a key player for them moving forward.
Outside Edwards. Randall, a screen on Jones. Edwards on the... Oh! Edwards with the highlight reel jam.
Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
Three-pointer, Harden. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. And so Randall will bring it up for the T-Wolves. Outside Edwards. And Minnesota again with a bucket.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Screen by Leonard. Here's Harden. And then Harden with the jam.
It's incredible. Harden's ability to read the floor and find the weakness.
Randall outside. Back to DiVincenzo. Two on the clock. And it's good on the layup. DiVincenzo's gotten his first bucket of the night.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Well, a risky pass there, and if you ask me, they're lucky that the defense didn't steal that one.
And that concludes the first half. Timberwolves ahead. They lead by 13. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Check it out, Los Angeles. You really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have.
Now let's talk about that lopsided first half. Obviously a lot of work to do for the Los Angeles Clippers. Appreciate you joining.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
We've got Nicholas Batum. Ben Simmons is out there with Bogdan Bogdanovic. Then there's Amir Coffey, and it's Eubanks in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group starting the second half for Ty Lue. Bogdanovic passes to Eubanks. Back to Bogdanovic. Over to the wing. Pass to Eubanks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Knocks down the 18-footer.
Yeah, he has a really nice feel from that spot, and the size gives him a clear advantage.
Yeah, and once you see that advantage from the sideline, you just want to yell at him to shoot the ball.
They've been a little soft with their defense on the interior.
Clippers trail by 16. Coffey on the wing. Back to Simmons. Batum, right side. Outside Bogdanovic. Here's Coffey. Gets the 3 ball to go. Coffey's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
Alexander Walker with the bucket.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
The kick out to Simmons. There's Bogdanovich with the 3. Oh, and another 3 for the Clippers.
And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Outside Reed. Here's Shannon. Defended by Bogdanovich. A slam dunk by Reed.
Terrific screen. They ask Reed to do a lot of the little things like that, and he does them all well.
And, Coach, how about Naz Reid, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner?
Yeah, Brian, sort of unique. We often associate that award with shooting guards, but although he's a big, Reed is more than capable of putting up big numbers, including from long distance.
Pass to Coffey. Oh, they get a hand on it. Tries to keep it alive. And out of bounds. Minnesota will have it. And it's time to give you a look at the top three-point shooting teams from a year ago. In the 3rd spot, the Timberwolves.
That kind of efficiency from range is generally an indicator of a dominant offense.
And Ty Lue has called a timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan.
That was your Clippers Spirit Dance Team. Let's hear it.
The Timberwolves lead by 16. Right side, Alexander Walker. Pass to Minot. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the 3rd here.
2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 2 minutes.
Shoots it from the high post. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Here's Coffey. He drops it from range. Coffey's got 6 in the quarter.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Here's Alexander Walker. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Outside Bogdanovich. Yes, and that's Simmons with the assist. Bogdanovich has got 6.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well. Oh, that was nasty. A 2-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, guys, a lot of new developments for the Clippers this season, and obviously they have the new arena, new designs for their logo, jerseys, and court. Not only that, their G League team moving into a brand new arena in Oceanside, renewing the San Diego Clippers moniker. Brian, a lot to be excited about for this Clips team.
No question. Good stuff, Allie. Thank you.
And they're ahead right now because they're working so hard on the glass.
Yeah, they're winning the possession battle, and that's often what decides games in the NBA.
Takes it inside. Reed passes to Alexander Walker. The 3 is up. The rebound by Bogdanovich. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good. To the middle. Here's Batum. And yep, it's good. Batum's got his first 2 points.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
And so it's Minnesota up 14 as we wrap. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Just a selfless decision from your 2-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, that's great decision making, and one that embodies a team-first mindset.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. On the court for Minnesota, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. On the wing, Hart. McDaniels covering. Harden against McDaniels. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. Jaden McDaniels picks one up.
One of the most creative offensive talents in the game. Harden simply just has a knack for creating contact.
Harden hits them both. And it just seems like shelf life for head coaches gets shorter and shorter. Stan, even winning coaches aren't safe.
Yeah, even the teams in the top 2 or 3 of their conference are sometimes opting to make a change. In that kind of environment, it's a challenge to coach with any real authority.
Just 4 to shoot. The kick out to Edwards. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option.
Leonard for 3. Leonard beyond the line.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
First team foul.
Good chance here for DiVincenzo. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
Yeah, nice read by Gobert. When he's providing an assist, that is a big bonus.
Up again. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Big time effort on the glass.
And when you have a touch that soft, those tip-ins are easier to make. Powell against Edwards. And the shot goes in. Edwards has got 22.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Harden, the pass to Jones. Powell outside. Leonard against Randle. 5 to shoot. There's the triple. Leonard can't get that one to fall. The Timberwolves lead by 13. McDaniels passes to Edwards. McDaniels, a screen on Harden. Edwards with it, and it's Leonard picking him up. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. They get it again. The kick out to Edwards. Second chance shot over Leonard. Edwards, a pass to McDaniels. For 3, DiVincenzo. Oh, excellent D there from Harden.
That's his shot. And one, I'm sure, he wants back.
Leonard for 3. Leonard can't get that one to fall. The Timberwolves have gotten 3 of 7 attempts in this fourth quarter to fall. DiVincenzo driving. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Gotta love how they've just maintained their intensity, even when they're this far up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
And the call will be against James Harden. That's his 3rd foul so far.
Second team foul.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here. The kick out to Edwards.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Timberwolves.
And they were on fire tonight. Fantastic offensive performance, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., they really shot the ball well. I mean, their coach has to be beyond thrilled with how well they played.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
They have proven to simply be the better team of the two, winning all 4 games in this season series.
And what a huge performance it was for Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
Gobert finds DiVincenzo. And a nice finish on the layup. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
Well, another area they've been productive is off of turnovers, scoring many times after forcing the ball out of their opponent's hands.
And the Timberwolves with possession. Edwards against Harden. Oh, misses the dunk. And so it's Harden with it. He brings it up for the Clippers. It's an 18-point game. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Edwards against Powell. And Edwards slams it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 17.
That's the type of move that you see in a dunk contest.
Takes great confidence to alley-oop to yourself.
Sure does.
Up top, DiVincenzo, defended by Jones. DiVincenzo driving. Yep, that one's good.
Dante DiVincenzo. Foul to the Timberwolves. Jaden McDaniels. Second personal foul. Third
That's
team
good
foul.
from Harden.
At the line for your Clippers, James Harden.
Second free throw, no good. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah.
still very young. Greg, what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. Now, here's McDaniel. Back to Gobert. Turner with the steal. And Walker with a clear path to the hoop, and the dunk by Walker.
When Jarris Walker stuffs it, you feel those bucks over here.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle gave me a few minutes to catch up with him, and we talked about the tall task of facing Anthony Edwards. Coach said he is so physical. Ant looks more like a linebacker than a wing, so we can't foul Edwards too much. That's playing right into his hands. So they'll try to play him tight without sending him to the line. Not easy to do. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
From Tyrese Halliburton.
Miles Turner has great versatility, so he can score from anywhere, but right there is his bread and butter.
You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin, and think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range, he's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
Gobert dishes to Edwards. Randall outside. Over Siakam. Here's Gobert. Puts the move on. And there's the big-time jam. He slams it right over Turner.
Boy, that's a dunk we'll see for a while. Rudy Gobert a little sauce on that one.
To the inside. Great communication on the alley-oop.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a pass to the hoop, and bang! Lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
Wow, Julius Randle getting downhill and leaves no doubt.
And the layup is good.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Looking at the last game for the Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Pacers in Indy. And a wide-open look for Mathurin. Misses the 3. Timberwolves have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Turner with the steal. Outside Mathurin. There's the drive, and he gets it to go. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Indiana.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
And when you think back to that Sabonis-Halliburton trade, Doris, it really worked out for both teams.
It's rare, Kevin, that you can talk about a, quote, win-win for both sides. Most trades are a little bit harder to evaluate because they involve more moving pieces. This was a straight-up one-to-one swap of young stars and positional fits for each side. One of the best to do it. Gobert adds another block to that career total.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Halliburton kicks to Turner. The 3.
Well, there is the defensive anchor of this team, Rudy Gobert, wreaking havoc on the defensive end.
McDaniel sets a screen for Edwards. Takes the 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. And it's all knotted up.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Halliburton looking around. Out to Turner from outside the arc. That's good. And it's Halliburton with the assist. Halliburton's got 4 assists now tonight. Timberwolves trail by 3. Outside Edwards. Here's Gobert. Back to Edwards. DiVincenzo with the screen on Walker. Edwards against Walker. And Edwards slams it in.
Boy, defense has no answer for Anthony Edwards' athleticism. What a dunk.
Pass to Mathurin. 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Turner with it. Gobert pulls it in. To the right side. He gets it up. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Randall out there with Gobert, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Now here's McDaniel. He has yet to score. Randall goes up again. Outside Edwards. It's stolen by Mathurin. Powered down with both hands.
And one of the better athletes in his draft class, Mathurin, with quick lift off the floor and then the power to hammer it home.
DB, ever since winning the most improved player back in 2021, Randall has stayed scoring at an incredible clip.
Yeah, Kevin, what makes this guy such a difficult matchup is his size and the ability to drive it. And now what you've seen is this evolution into a legit threat from three-point territory. He is such a difficult cover.
Now here's Walker, coming off a stellar performance against Washington.
Brought up in an unselfish system, Pascal Siakam takes great pride keeping his teammates involved.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Pacers obviously push the fast break. Tyrese Halliburton says the emphasis is getting outlets and running, playing fast. That's a good identity to have. It's a team that people want to play for, and it's a style you don't want to play against. You've got to be ready to play us. Kevin, the idea is for them to wear you down.
They fly, David. Baseline to baseline. They can really go. And it's Halliburton penetrating.
Boy, Halliburton going downhill on the attack. So few guys can stay in front of him.
And the call will be against Julius Randle. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Halliburton against Edwards. Halliburton with it. We saw him with 29 points last game. Turner with the screen for Halliburton. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4. DiVincenzo kicks to Gobert. Pass to Randall. Nifty move. Stolen by Walker. 3 on 3. Here's Halliburton. Score the basket. His fourth. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
Now here's Randall. Really had an off game against the Pacers. Never really got into his rhythm. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Walker with some nice D. Pacers leading by 11. Halliburton on the wing. Off target from three-point range.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
This guy is so explosive. Anthony Edwards off the bounce. My goodness.
Now, here is Halliburton. 8 points for him. Out to Turner. Love 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton. Halliburton's got 6 assists in the game. Timberwolves trail by 12. Edwards with it. Halliburton picks him up. Randall passes to DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
I'll tell you, individually, he is doing all he can. But right now, somebody's got to step in and support this guy.
Halliburton outside. Pass to Mathurin. A 3-ball. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got his 4th rebound in this one. Randall kicks to DiVincenzo. There's 31 seconds left in the first half.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking.
Blocking foul called on Anthony Edwards. First personal foul. First team foul.
Siakam looking around. Halliburton passes to Siakam. 16 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
Anthony Edwards has shown he can defend with the best of them. Nice contest there.
First team foul.
Over in the corner, McDaniels. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
3 seconds left. Edwards drives in.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. And so it's Indiana with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Get ready.
Thank you for joining us. Getting right to the story. Things are going.
You look at their success so far, and the result is great execution. They're playing within themselves and within the system.
And since we have a moment, let's see what other games are coming up tonight. It'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers up against the Pistons out in Detroit. Tip-off is 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
This is a game everyone had circled on their calendar, especially me, and it's finally...
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
And let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Ryan is out there with Obi Toppin. Then there's Shepard. Then there's Aaron Nesmith. And it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And they pick up 2. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Alexander Walker passes to Conley. Some solid defense from Bryant. Pacers leading by 6. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Here's Nembhard. Bryant passes to Shepard. Shot clock at 6. Back to Bryant. And finish off by Bryant.
Oh, you love it when Thomas Bryant tries to finish with power. Forget about try. He does it. What a pretty dunk.
Why not? And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Aaron Nesmith.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And so he makes both from the line. Indiana's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And there's the try. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. The Pacers 4th.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Shannon passes to Miller. Kept alive, Minnesota. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Second chance shot. Here's Shannon. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Inside, and it's Miller with the jam.
And how much do you love to see a guy with the skill and the nerve to pull off that move?
You know, Greg, if it was any other player, it might be surprising, but he is just so good. Here's Shepard. To the middle. Here's Toppin. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 6. And when you look at Alexander Walker, Doris, so consistent from year to year.
This is a young man who knows his role, finds ways to help the team within the context of what the Stars are doing. And those are exactly the kind of role players you need in order to have a quality basketball team.
And stolen by Miller. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Off target at the rim. And here we go. No one near Shepard as he lets it go. And the Pacers can't get it to go. And it's Miller penetrating. Pass to Minot. Back to Miller. Here's Shannon. 4 on the clock. Driving inside. Bryant with the rebound. Now, here's Nesmith. Defense right on him. Traps in the tray. Nesmith has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
I love the efficiency he's playing with tonight. Not scoring as much as usual, but he's been effective, and they're winning.
1:10 left in the third quarter.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
Shannon passes to Alexander Walker. No good from the wing. Pacers leading by 7. Now, here's Nesmith. And he lays it straight in. Nesmith has got his second basket of the night.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Why not? For Minnesota, they had gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And the first one at the line is good.
At the line for the Timberwolves, Minot. 2 shots.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Pacers have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Nemhard the pass to Shepard. And finished off by Shepard.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Here's Alexander Walker. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Indiana Pacers ahead by 9. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball and how about the perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. Halliburton against Edwards. A nice shot by Halliburton.
Well, you have to understand how to score when you're in the paint and you are 6'5". Tyrese Halliburton, he knows the way.
Down low. And with that shot, the Indiana lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from DiVincenzo.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Here's Walker going inside, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Jaden McDaniels. Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Indiana?
Well, I've been impressed with the ball movement all game long. They're really looking to just make that extra pass.
They've also made a concerted effort to get the ball down low. Many of their points coming in that painted area tonight.
Here's Edwards. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
Oh, an easy look, but he decides to be a crowd pleaser. I'm sure he's upset for attempting that one.
Back to Walker. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. And the shot goes down.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
For 3, Edwards. The rebound by Turner. Pacers leading by 11 to the inside. And finished off by Walker.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Edwards drives in. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, in pick-and-roll action, you've got to be aggressive as a scorer. Anthony Edwards with the bucket.
Halliburton kicks to Turner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Timberwolves trail by 11. It's tipped, and now the fast break. Edwards with the ball. Screen by McDaniel. The shot's good from DiVincenzo.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Right side to Walker. From deep. Sinks the triple. Walker's got 9 points now in just the second hit.
And how about the payback there, guys? You do you, I do me.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire. A little bit of pride at stake.
And what you love about Edwards is how intense he is. Guy plays hard every minute he's on the floor.
You know, Doris, we know how physical the NBA is, but can you talk to the importance of mental toughness as well, and what it means for a player?
Kevin, I don't think a player can be successful in the NBA, and certainly a team cannot, without some level of grit and mental toughness. And what does that mean? How does that manifest itself? It means handling adversity. It means overcoming a key injury. There's a toughness required to be amongst the smartest, most resilient players or teams in the NBA.
2 minutes.
Timberwolves trail by 9. Edwards slashing in, and Edwards slams it in.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Edwards against Halliburton. Pass to Turner, over Edwards. Outside for Halliburton. Just 5 on the clock. Siakam outside. Indiana moving the ball around. Turner for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. McDaniels with the ball. Halliburton picks him up. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Here's Edwards. Moves back up, and Gobert kicks to Randle. Yes! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Julius Randle under tremendous pressure with the big bucket.
Here's Halliburton, and Finished off by Halliburton.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Here's McDaniels. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
Yeah, McDaniels has made himself a legitimate option for three-point territory. What a look there.
Takes it out to Siakam. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here we go. Yes!
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, this trip to the line should seal the deal. Amazing job.
And the Timberwolves call time. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
Trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
This is the very definition of desperation mode right now. They need a quick shot and a quick foul.
Left side, Edwards. Basket good.
What a great shooting performance. His percentage is outstanding.
So a close game sees Indiana take this one. What a show they put out here at home tonight.
I mean, these...
The 2K Sports. Let's see the stat sheet here for Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Over his last 10 games, his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better. He looks very confident from deep. There's no doubt he's got the green light to shoot from his coaching staff.
And now the Los Angeles starters. Powell and Leonard, the veterans, set on the wings. It's Jones at power forward with Zubac at center. And it's Harden in at point guard. And for Indiana, Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Aaron Nesmith is out there with Halliburton. And it's Walker in at the small forward position.
Doesn't get any easier for Zubac. He'll take those anytime he gets it.
And the basket by Halliburton. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Now here's Powell. We saw him with 19 his last time out. And just about a minute into this first quarter. The kick out to Walker. Back to Nesmith. Fires from deep. Knocks down the long J.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Walker against Harden. From behind the arc. Gets the three to fall.
You could see that coming. Harden was going to answer back, and he did.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Just a bit ago, Rick Carlisle and I were able to chat. He's focused on what they need to do to stop James Harden, saying they need to be aggressive defensively without putting him on the line. Once he starts racking up the freebies, the game slows down, he gets into a rhythm, and from there, it's a domino effect.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Well, there's no question. Pascal Siakam has raised the ceiling of this Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Halliburton's up-tempo style very well. But defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5.
Now here's Walker. Right now averaging 5.5 a game. Siakam outside. Shot clock at 5. Takes a 3. Rebound by the Clippers. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Knicks.
They were so consistent from the three-point range in that one. And that's a nice weapon to have as a visiting team.
Yeah, the interesting part was they kept firing away in that game, but the defense didn't make much of an adjustment.
Now here's Halliburton. A 29-point game for him in the win against the Wizards in Washington.
As passing another high point in that game, he made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
Harden against Walker. Outside Harden. Leonard with a screen on Walker. Here's Harden. Here's Leonard.
2 minutes remaining in the first 2 minutes.
Pass to Harden. The 3. The rebound by Turner.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Deflects the pass. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. And for a moment, let's see which teams are leading the league in assists since the All-Star break. Number 1, the Pacers.
They're clearly on the same page offensively, and the chemistry has gotten better and better. The assist totals have been outstanding.
Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for Indiana. Harden against Walker. And Harden with the slam.
And we're pretty deep into his career, but James Harden's still showing that burst.
Powell against Halliburton. Pass to Turner. Back to Halliburton. screen by Turner. Halliburton goes, lays it up and banks it in. Halliburton's got 7 points in the game. Clippers trail by 3. And here's Harden. Out to Powell. Zubac with a screen on Matherin. Here's Powell. Second shot opportunity. Here's Leonard. They get it back. Outside Jones. Powell outside. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the foul. It'll go on Norman Powell. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
Indiana leading by 3. Halliburton looking over the floor. There's 25 seconds left in the first. Count it. Good.
Extra sauce on that one, please, Halliburton. Wow.
Los Angeles has gone just 2 for 6 from the arc here in the first. Outside Jones. Down low. Here's Leonard. The 3-ball. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And that does it for the first quarter. Indiana ahead, up by 5. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
So much good energy and flow tonight, and that has really come out of great ball movement. Guys have been open, and as soon as they are, they get the ball.
Halliburton runs point with Matherin flanking him. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Walker in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Matherin finds Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
This small advantage is starting to snowball.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Now here's Harden, coming off a terrific game against New York. Inside, Zubac. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
That's where you got to give Zubac the ball because he's good at capitalizing close to the bucket.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Pacers love to push it up. Tyrese Halliburton said it's our biggest strength. Teams don't want to run with us. They know when you play us, have your track shoes ready, especially if you're coming off of a back-to-back or you have a packed schedule. You do not want to see us. Brian, they have their identity.
No doubt about that, and it starts with him. Turner, no good. And here's Harden. He'll bring it up for the LA Clippers. Trailing by 5. The Pacers beat them last time when these two met at Indianapolis.
Today's game is about effort and energy. They got crushed on the glass the last time these teams played.
Well, let's see if the lesson was learned from that loss. If they come out with the same type of effort, they can expect a similar result here.
Now here's Halliburton. 9 points in the game. Pass to Turner. 4-3. And the three-pointer goes. Turner's got 5 now.
Got to be encouraged watching Turner shoot with conviction, realizing his team trusts him to take these fast shots.
Leonard with a screen on Walker. Harden into the lane. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. Harden's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Harden against Halliburton. It's rebounded by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Harden, the pass to Leonard. It's Powell on the wing. Zubac with a screen on Matherin. Outside for Harden. And Turner with the block.
An impressive shot blocker. Turner's combination of size and timing on defense is so valuable.
Just a superb read on defense to come up with the block.
Yeah, what a play. I mean, that'll have the offense thinking twice about taking shots in his presence.
Halliburton up top. Now covers from outside the arc. Halliburton misses.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Harden can't hit.
Yeah, just a little off his game this quarter. He's trying to work his way into a rhythm.
And one thing that Siakam has always had a knack for, Grant, cutting to the rim and finishing plays.
Yeah, he plays so well when he has space to move. He's just great off the ball, and that fits with any team. His ability to convert at the rim makes his cuts that much better.
Turner finds Siakam. And Siakam with the slam.
What a throwdown. Siakam making sure no one gets in his way.
Harden from outside. Siakam pulls down the board.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Walker for three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. At the conclusion of this one, they're off to Brooklyn where they'll face the Nets. That's game 3 of 5 on their current trip away from home. Jones misses.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Now here's Siakam. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Wizards in Washington.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
The defense just can't let Siakam get inside positioning like this because he's looking to dunk it home.
44 seconds left in the second period. Here's Harden. There's the drive. Good on the bucket. Harden's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, this is something that you just learn. You cannot underestimate the physicality of James Harden just warding off the contact.
Here's Turner. That's good. And Halliburton gets the assist. And the Pacers lead by 7.
This story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Harden from outside. Give him that one. Now shooting 5 for 11 from the floor.
And this is vintage James Harden, getting to his spots and just punishing the defense.
Halliburton, the pass to Matherin. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Matherin's got 6 points.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers closing. Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
Well, right now for Indiana, they've come up a little short of expectations. The talent is unquestioned, but their focus has been wavering.
And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the Pacers.
As a team, you love a night.
And that'll do it for us.
Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. We are seeing an outstanding game from James Harden.
Hey, we didn't expect this. Not normally a big-time assist maker. He's done a great job moving the ball around.
You can get into a passing rhythm, and so far all of his have been on point.
And so in the game for Los Angeles, Nicholas Batum out there with Drew Eubanks. Then there's Bogdan Bogdanovic. Then there's Amir Coffey. And it's Simmons in at the point guard position. Clippers trail by 5. Outside Bogdanovic. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better.
Here's Shepard. Kicks it out to Bryant. Pass to Nesmith. Just 5 to shoot. Lets a floater go. That one falls. 5 points in the game. Clippers trail by 5. To the paint. Picked it out of midair. Toppin against Batum. And Bryant gets it to go.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Outside Bogdanovich. Down low. Here's Simmons. The rebound by Nesmith. Pacers leading by 7. Here's Toppin. The shot no good. He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
At the line for the Clippers.
And for the Clippers, they're shooting only 38% from the floor. Not great. Here's Simmons. Drops in the layup for 2. Simmons has got 4 points in the quarter.
This is where Simmons is most comfortable shooting from. Once he's this deep, feed him.
Pass to Nembhard. And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. And so it's Bogdanovich with it. He brings it up for the LA Clippers. 4-point game. And while we have a moment, a look at the league leaders in fast break points over the last 10 games. 5th on the list, Indiana.
Let's see if they'll be able to keep scoring at this rate throughout this season. Over the last 10 games, their ability to score in transition has been special.
So it comes up empty at the line. Indiana leading by 4. There's Nesmith with the 3. Connects from downtown. Nesmith's got 8.
And kind of par for the course here, right? Coming through with a solid offensive game to help them get this lead.
Toppin against Simmons. And Toppin pulls it down. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Nembhard, good. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Simmons. Uses the glass on the layup. He's got 6.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Toppin, a screen on Simmons. Pass to Nembhard. And stolen by Simmons. A minute 53 left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Batum. Can't get it to drop.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it. Let's hope for his sake that he does not try that one ever again.
Here's Simmons. Second chance shot. Batum gets the bucket. Batum's got his first 2 points of the night.
One thing that is not going away is Nicholas Batum and that length that he possesses. Great job on the offensive glass there.
Pass to Bryant. And Indiana misses again. Clippers trail by 5. Simmons, the pass to Eubanks. Tipped away. Toppin outside. Nesmith with it. Beyond the arc. Hits the trifecta. Nesmith's got 8 points here in the quarter.
Pretty fundamental play there from Obi Toppin, getting it to the wide open shooter.
And Simmons, here we go. And that one, good.
Ben Simmons.
46 seconds left in the 3rd.
But he was very reliable, keeping the ball in his hands during the first half. He's had a bad case of the butterfingers here in the 2nd.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
And he drives in. And slam dunk by Simmons.
Big man rolling through. Give Simmons a lane to the rim, and he'll make you pay.
Nesmith on the wing. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net. Nesmith's got 13 now.
This quarter belongs to him, and that's how you do it when you're out in front. Don't play it safe. Keep that momentum going.
Here's Simmons. Indiana with a rebound. Toppin's got 4 rebounds now. Nesmith passes to Toppin.
And And a good decision is Toppin is not an easy guy to stop, so first free throw's coming.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here.
At the line for Indiana, Obi Toppin.
Toppin hits them both.
A big fella with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. Don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
Simmons, and the shot goes.
Ben Simmons.
Simmons has got 12 points here in the second half. Here's Neesmith. Yep, count it.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
And so it's Indiana finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Getting lots of great. Rick Carlisle had some advice for his team.
And we got to clean up that inside.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Pacers leading by 8. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton runs point with Matherin flanking him. And it's Walker in at the 3. That's the 5 for the Pacers.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
Got it.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Pass to Turner. Powell against Halliburton. Let's go with a 3. Another 3 for Indiana.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Offensive board. It's good on the putback.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Indiana's gone 2 of 2 from outside so far in the fourth. Here's Halliburton. Oh, 2 physical points for Halliburton.
Defense doing their best to put Halliburton off balance, but he stays flexible, kind of warps around the defense and adjusts to the contact.
Harden fires away from outside. The Pacers pull it in. Now the Pacers on the move.
And not often we get treated to a solo alley-oop.
Takes precision timing for sure. Here's Leonard. Aggressive move by Kawhi. Right to the rim.
Well, what makes Kawhi Leonard so effective on those kinds of drives is the kind of pace he goes at it with. He's able to decipher the defense and knows where the help is coming from, and yet he still scores.
Jones from outside. The rebound by Turner. Indiana leading by 12. Outside Walker. Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Off the mark there with a 3. Los Angeles has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Three-pointer, Harden sends it home from three-point land.
Oh, one of these monster nights from James Harden.
And here's Matherin. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They've led by as many as 14. And here's Turner from the arc. That's good. And Halliburton gets the assist. Halliburton's got 5 assists in the game. Harden against Walker. Harden into the lane. And then Harden with the jam.
The finesse from Harden there. That's great stuff.
The Pacers have gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Leonard with a screen on Walker. Here's Zubac. Oh, and Turner with a block. Launches it from deep. Kept alive by Indiana. Walker for 3. Buries it from 3. And the Pacers lead by 13. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Indiana.
Their defense has been on point all game long. They're out hustling the shooters and swatting down plenty of shots.
Man, scoring off of turnovers is so helpful. I mean, you get easy opportunities at the rim. It devastates the opponent. They've done a great job tonight at converting on those chances.
Halliburton against Powell. 4 on the clock. Pass to Turner. Count that one. He's scoring at a nice clip. He's 6 of 9 tonight.
Yeah, looking like a veteran running the screen and roll. Halliburton understands how to break down defenses.
Oh, stolen by Turner. The ball's knocked loose to the middle. And the jam by Walker.
I mean, what an acrobatic move. Walker just leaving them speechless.
Here's Harden. Halliburton with some nice D. Indiana leading by 14.
Well, with a comeback out of range, we can put a bow on this one. Good performance for the Pacers.
Well, they were focused on being productive at the arc tonight.
And it ended up paying off big time. Just an overwhelming performance.
And this result tonight, it gets them to 44 wins on the year.
And they didn't deviate from their game plan against this team. It's what helped them win their first 2 games against them. Add another one to the win tally for them.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game from Miles Turner.
It felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
Obviously, everyone knows about the defense of Kawhi Leonard, but Grant, his shooting is overlooked.
Yeah, you know, he's at about 40% from 3 for his career. You combine that with his wing defense, you get a one-of-one player capable of carrying a team.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 5 on the clock. Turner for 3. It's rebounded by Zubac. And so it's the Pacers taking care of business. And thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Allie LaForge.
is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
And the Clippers starting five. The veteran wings, Powell and Leonard. Jones and Zubac make up the 4 and the 5. And it's Harden in at the 1. Now here's Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
And the first of many to come. Explosive offensive talent on both sides.
Boy, I tell you what, that's going to be like a pinball machine, the way that scoreboard's going to light up.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part. And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second chance opportunities can be game-changing. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Like looking back to last season, the Clippers had one red-hot stretch.
That's right. They went on a 26-5 run between December and February. It finally showed how dangerous that team could be when healthy.
DiVincenzo kicks to Randall. DiVincenzo hits the bucket.
DiVincenzo with a nice touch on the inside shot. Boy, he really knows how to make it work at close range.
Inside. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
Jones against Edwards. Screen by Zubac. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Leonard. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Leonard is consistent at staying aggressive on the offensive end.
Gobert, and finished off by Gobert.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Here's DiVincenzo. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Outside Edwards. Drops in the layup for 2.
Built like a linebacker, Edwards is not your average off guard, folks.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Leonard on the wing, defended by DiVincenzo. The shot from 20 feet away. Leonard, no luck.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Good on the three-point shot.
Yeah, you know, he's evolving his offense over time, Julius Randle, and I think the coaching staff is happy to see it. They like to see him take and make these shots.
And the jam by Harden.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
He hits both from the stripe.
Boy, the upside DiVincenzo has is obvious. I mean, now it's up to him to continue working on his game and keep getting better.
Now here's Powell. What a tremendous game he played against New York. Yep, it counts.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Here's Edwards. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. To the paint. Gobert, the pass to DiVincenzo. 6 to shoot. And finished off by Gobert.
Throwing it down. Gobert using all of his height there.
Leonard, the pass to Zubats. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard. Zubats has got his second bucket tonight. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Gobert finds DiVincenzo. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And Randall throws it down.
Going towards the basket, that's when Randall's most dangerous.
It's stolen by DiVincenzo.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the lead.
No problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
The Timberwolves gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Zubats, a screen on McDaniel. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
In addition to that, how about the mid-range action we've seen from this group? Utilizing the jump shot to get them started in the right manner in this one.
Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Julius Randle is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is a classic two-guard, Clark, a spectacular player. What has impressed you most about his development?
Well, he's got a great body. He had it when he got into the league after just 1 year of college. Tremendous basketball body, strength and length and bounce. Now he's worked on refining his skill. I think the biggest thing that's impressed me is not only his work ethic, but his poise. He's not a guy that plays frantically. He plays with intentionality and purpose, and that's a tough thing to do when you've got his athletic ability and you're as young as he is.
Now Powell. James Harden missing on the 3. Powell, the pass to Zubats. It's stolen by Edwards. One-on-one fast break. Now here's DiVincenzo. Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. Edwards finds Gobert. Outside Edwards. 5 on the clock. Gobert can't hit. Clippers trail by 4. Harden the pass to Jones. And Jones with the stuff.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long?
Boy, that was a great dunk, and we've got a great game here.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. Edwards at the rim.
Rising up for the throwdown. Major hops from Edwards.
McDaniels against Harden. Jones, the pass to Harden. Randall grabs the board.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
And finished off by Edwards.
Show us what you got, young fella. Anthony Edwards. Love to see you operate like that.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Now, here's McDaniel. DiVincenzo kicks to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Leonard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads-up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Harden against McDaniel. Leonard sets a screen for Harden. Buries the long-range jumper. Harden's got 7 points in the game.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Yeah, and it's one thing when your shots are falling from the perimeter, but when you go cold and things aren't going as well, you got to get that thing inside. Mix it up a little bit.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Leonard with the screen on McDaniel. Kicks it out to Leonard. And the foul called on Edwards. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul will give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
It's stolen by Gobert. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. And that game will be game 3 of 5 away from home. Timberwolves leading by 5. Edwards finds Randall. Back to Edwards. 50 seconds left here in the second. Takes it inside. And Jones pulls it down.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Harden against McDaniel. Puts up a deep 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Finished off the break. McDaniel's got the lead up to 7 now for the Timberwolves.
It's always fun when you can get ahead of the play like McDaniels did there to finish off the break.
And the dunk by Zubac.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a...
What a sweet jam by Edwards.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Over at Little Caesars Arena, the Pistons will face off against the Cavaliers. That one tips off at 7 p.m. Eastern. And turning our attention back to that first half of action, guys, Anthony Edwards was in complete control. And that'll do it for half.
And happy you could join. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter. Sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
So with Harden on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. We've got Bogdan Bogdanovic. Drew Eubanks out there with Batum. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Coffee in at the 3 slot. Shots good by Alexander Walker. Right, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Oh, big time! Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
Back to Alexander Walker. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing by 5. Batum, good.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Here's Alexander Walker. Pass to Shannon. Reed with it. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And Nicholas Batum with the slam.
And Batum throwing it down with ease.
Releases. Shot's good by Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker's got 4 this quarter. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Right side, Batum. A 3 from Bogdanovich. Bangs home the trifecta. Bogdanovich has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
Oh, he is so good from deep. Bogdan is even better shooting out of the corner.
Alexander Walker passes to Miller. Simmons pulls it in. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. The Clippers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
And here's Bogdanovich for 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Shannon. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Here's Coffey, defended by Alexander Walker. And Coffey gets it to go. And now a 6-point Los Angeles lead.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. And it's a completely new lineup for Minnesota. DiVincenzo with the screen for Edwards. Jacks up a 3. Edwards cashing in from outside.
Yeah, you know, once Edwards flips that switch, now he stays fully engaged. His offensive arsenal is on full display.
And you see, don't you, Clark, the steady progression year over year for Anthony Edwards.
Well, he's already an all-star since his 3rd season. With Edwards, the chance is there, if he continues to show the same improvement he's shown thus far, that he's going to be MVP caliber, and I dare say, perhaps the face of the league for several years to come.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And the Clippers with a whole new lineup now. Los Angeles has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. It's Jones on the wing. Edwards defending. DiVincenzo with the rebound. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Randall with the bucket.
Randall's got an unorthodox game, but he's got a good, strong upper body, which makes him a very consistent scorer inside.
And here's Harden for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagram.
We've got 28 seconds left to play in the third. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Leonard looking over the floor.
Good defensive footwork there. Randall affecting that shot.
And that time, also a missed shot. DiVincenzo kicks to McDaniels. 1 second left. And it's good on the way in. McDaniels got his second bucket of the night.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And as we end the third quarter, a great game. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the one of the day, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. Edwards on the wing. He is joined by McDaniel. Julius Randle is out there with Gobert, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Harden dishes to Jones. Lets the 3 fly. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Inside, Edwards finishes strong.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team, and it was an intense huddle. Coach challenged his team. He told them the effort's not there. It has to get better. See if those words work, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Here's Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Leonard sets a screen for Harden. And it's McDaniels with the rebound.
Just not his night offensively. That's part of why they fell behind.
Randle no good. Clippers trail by 11. Outside Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Very difficult to just stop Kawhi inside. He's a powerful player who commits to his attacks.
Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product side.
Oh! Mercy, mercy me.
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first overall. Anthony has a special ability to score.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. A 3 from Leonard. Bring it up for Kawhi Leonard from 3.
You know, Leonard very effective from downtown. That wasn't always the case. He's really worked to become a laser from 3.
And finished off by Edwards.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
Stolen by McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Off target with his 3.
That's excellent defense right there on the perimeter.
Jones for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And Jones pulls it down.
Tell you what, he does not miss many of those. He's usually a very strong finisher in tight.
Fires from deep. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Shot clock at 5. Edwards slashing in. The Clippers grab the miss.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy 2, for sure 2. No need to make it fancy and special.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Harden inside the three-point line.
With quick feet and excellent lift and competitive spirit, McDaniels a lockdown defender.
Out to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Jones.
The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard.
Tell you what, the coach's heart was in his throat and he was in shock and awe. But now he's got a big smile on his face.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Timberwolves.
Look at the number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And in this era of great parity, boy, it takes a lot to sweep an opponent in 4 straight games, but that's exactly how they finished off their season series here tonight against the Clippers.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Anthony Edwards.
Boy, this game really had his name all over it. I mean, relished being the guy to carry the load offensively.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Hey, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. And the outcome of this one, thank you for that, David. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with
Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Rudy Gobert.
He has stepped up on the defensive end. His blocks have come way up these past few months, showing some real intensity protecting the rim.
A look at Indiana's starting group. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton runs point with Mathurin flanking him. And it's Walker in at the small forward position. And for Minnesota, and is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. And the Pacers started last season all offense, Grant. But even they knew that would not be sustainable.
Yeah, Coach.
Oh, a big slam!
Oh, my gosh. The athleticism. Talk about a guy who runs the floor. Edwards gets down there on the fast break so quickly.
Minnesota with the ball. 4-point game. Oh, stolen by Turner. In transition, here come the Pacers. Mathurin passes to Walker. Outside for Halliburton. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by McDaniels.
Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Halliburton with the ball, and it's Gobert picking him up. Clock at 2. Three-pointer Mathurin drains the triple.
He's got that guard quickness. Mathurin showing off his catch-and-shoot ability.
First quarter and about a minute and a half in. It's good. Mathurin's got 5 now.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good. They've already got him in a rhythm.
Hanging on the rim, just showing off.
That's how you extend the glory right there. Pass to Walker. From downtown. And it's Mathurin missing. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. It's Edwards on the wing. Randle outside. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. What's not to love about opening day, Grant? Every team with an equal chance to do something special.
Oh, B.A., that's the way these teams look at it. Regardless how your previous season went, you have a chance to do something special, something great. Time to start fresh and build on that optimism.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Shot's good by Mathurin.
They're setting up one of their best shooters. Mathurin does not disappoint.
Siakam against Randle. Now here's Edwards. Not a lot of room. Pass to Gobert. Back to Edwards for 3. Pascal Siakam with the rebound.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Three-pointer, Halliburton. Here's Turner. Back to Mathurin. Fires the 3. And he finishes. That makes him 4 out of 5.
Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, Miles Turner, the 11th pick by the Pacers in 2015 for much of his career with the team. He's endured the trade rumors. He said, I've still got PTSD from that, but I wanted to be here in Indy. And last season, a renegotiation of his contract, giving him an extension and a raise. Brian, he is locked in as their starting center.
Yeah, it would appear so, Allie. Thank you. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for Minnesota, trailing by 8. To end the run, on the take. Oh, misses the dunk. Indiana has gone 4 of 7 from three-point range here in the first. And here we go, the Timberwolves on the run. The 3 is up. And it falls for him. He's now 4 of 7 from the field.
Yeah, this period, they're letting him go to work, and it's paying off.
Turner, a screen on Edwards. Halliburton on the attack. And the layup is good.
He can move around with the big boys. Halliburton not giving in on the interior.
Here's DiVincenzo, and he buries his first look.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Indiana leading by 5. 24 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Turner finds Walker. Turner against Gobert. Walker for 3. Drills it from deep.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And the whistle blows on a backcourt violation. Went over and back. Halliburton with the ball. Turned in an outstanding game against Washington. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. It's the Pacers. They're up by 8. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And I've also liked how they've attacked the opposition off of turnovers. I mean, just making them pay for every mistake out there.
And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Can't lose sight of Turner in these situations. You're asking to get burned whenever you do.
McDaniels from long range. Knocks it down from distance.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Edwards can't hit. Pacers leading by 7. Halliburton left side. Tyrese playing big in the painted area.
Improving his passing is going to be key for Mathurin in the NBA. Looks like he's already on that path.
Randle. The rebound by Turner. The Pacers have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Here's Mathurin. That's good. And Halliburton gets the assist. Halliburton's got 3 assists in the game. Pass to McDaniels. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Grant, you played on some very tight-knit teams. Talk to us about chemistry.
Well, BA, you know, in some sports, chemistry is not a big issue. But in basketball, it is huge. You have to trust and believe in your teammates. And it has to be a unit, not 5 separate individuals.
And it's Mathurin missing.
After scoring with ease in the first quarter, he's really cooled down a bunch here.
Indiana leading by 9. Here's the 3. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Edwards finds Gobert. The kick out to Edwards. Edwards on target.
Well, we've seen this movie before. Edwards is rolling, and his energy right now is infectious.
And stolen by Edwards. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. DiVincenzo on the wing. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
Indiana's gotten 6 of 11 threes to go in this game. Turner, a screen on Edwards. Pass to Turner. From the top of the key. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Turner's got 6.
And when given a chance, Turner drains that shot. The defense has to know this and defend them better.
Up top, Edwards. Lets it fly. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randle. Pacers leading by 7. Halliburton, the pass to Walker, and out of bounds. Minnesota will have it. All right, now that we have a second, let's take a look at which teams cashed in on the fast break last year. The Pacers 4th.
They would just push the ball at every opportunity, even when defenders had already gotten back.
Siakam against Randall. Pass to Gobert. Outside for Randall. Clock at 6. Here's DiVincenzo. Ooh, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops in. Now just a 5-point Pacer lead.
Well, maybe the defense thinks they can live with that, but he's pretty consistent from that mid-range area.
Nice shot by Turner.
And this is today's NBA. Big men like Turner spacing the floor with great outside shooting.
Here's DiVincenzo. Siakam pulls down the board. Siakam's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards.
And then Turner with the dunk.
Okay, Miles. Getting aggressive and jamming it in.
Mathurin against DiVincenzo. Driving inside. No good with a layup. Pacers leading by 10. Halliburton, the pass to Mathurin. Turner, a screen on DiVincenzo. Here's Mathurin. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. McDaniels, a screen on Walker. Here's Edwards. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota. Goes up off the inbound. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
I mean, could this be any easier for Gobert? The rim is right there for him.
Out of bounds, Indiana.
Walker against McDaniels. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, a strong move to the rack draws that foul.
Indiana shooting their first free throws tonight. Some changes for Minnesota. He does not get the second one. Just 3 on the clock. And Shannon gets it to go.
Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. And they push the tempo in this one, getting out in transition and making the defense pay. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Thanks for joining us through the first half.
They're getting cooked from long distance. Defensively, they have to do a better job of closing out.
Yeah, especially these days.
And it's time now for... That does it for half.
And if you're just joining in, 1 half is in the books. 1 half to go. Nice game. Great performance by Benedict Mathurin.
And the bulk of his production has been generated along the perimeter.
And defensively, they're giving him too many good looks out there. They need to start running him off the line.
Second half underway. Here's who Rick Carlisle's got on the floor. Thomas Bryant out there with Obi Toppin. Then there's Andrew Nembhard. Then it's Aaron Nesmith. And it's Shepard in at the 1. Outside, Alexander Walker. And that one's good. Alexander Walker's got his first bucket of the night. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
Knocked loose. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
And we all know about Stan the analyst and Stan the coach. But when you played in college, what was your game like, Stan?
Hey, Brian, I had the game that would get you beat as a coach. I will say my greatest strength was this. I was never once accused of overpassing.
The black hole. That is Stan Van Gundy. From the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
Minot can't get it to go. Indiana leading by 4. Pass to Toppin. And a slam dunk by Toppin.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Alexander Walker.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
A nice shot by Toppin. The Timberwolves have gotten 2 of 4 shots to go since the break. Miller outside. On target from range. Miller's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Indiana's gotten 7 of 12 three-point attempts to fall. Here's Shepard. Neesmith on the wing. There's the 3. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. And after this one, they're at home against Phoenix. And that'll put them halfway through a 3-game homestand. Pass to Minot. Excellent D there from Bryant. Pacers leading by 3. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit. But size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning. Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
That's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And breaking out the one-hand slam.
Man, an emphatic way to extend the lead a little more. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Reed, good. Reed's got his first basket of the night.
Not easy inside there for Reed, but he made something happen.
Nembhard outside. Pass to Toppin. Back to Nembhard. Launches a 3. Hits the 3-pointer. Nembhard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
Toppin with a steal. Neesmith with it. Jacks up a 3. Nails it from 3. And the Pacers lead by 9. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Indiana.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And also attacking in transition has been working for them. We credit them for running the break well and being opportunistic.
And here's Toppin from the arc. Rebound Minnesota. Miller with it, and it's Toppin picking him up. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
And left no doubt with that one, Grant. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Neesmith with it, working on Reed. And here's Bryant outside. Miller pulls it in. Here's Shannon. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Throws it down emphatically.
He's got serious hop, right? You add that to his ability to penetrate, that's 2 easy points. Wide open look. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams. And a moment now as we take a look at our state. Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Amp is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Free throw good. Halliburton.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against Halliburton as the best passer in the league right now. I know he's the most exciting for sure.
For 3, Mathurin. Randle pulls down the board. Timberwolves trail by 6. McDaniels finds Edwards. Oh, Edwards powers it home.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Halliburton, the pass to Mathurin. Down it goes, and a great assist by Halliburton. Halliburton's got his 5th assist in this one. Here's Edwards, and Edwards slams it in.
Terrific play by Edwards. Moves like this are what makes him so much fun to watch.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Walker with some nice D.
Well, he had 6 points from beyond the arc in the first half, but yet to get it going here in the second.
The shot won't fall. Some solid defense from Edwards. To the inside. Oh, stolen by Turner. For 3, Mathurin. And it goes. That makes him 9 for 13 now.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
McDaniels inside, defended by Halliburton. Out of bounds, it'll be Indiana's ball. Indiana leading by 7. Outside Mathurin. Pulls up. Oh, he nails it. 10 for 14 after that one.
Well, he's a reason why they're winning right now. He's been efficient offensively, and his confidence continues to grow.
And Edwards slams it in.
Well, look, you can't let Edwards get this close to the rim because he will dunk it on you.
Halliburton, the pass to Mathurin. Five to shoot. And he banks in the layup. Mathurin's got 9 points now in the second half. Timberwolves trail by 9. Randle finds Edwards. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. No good on the shot. Outside Mathurin. Pass to Turner. Back to Mathurin from the arc. Fires in the triple. And now it's a 12-point Indiana lead. All right, Coach, what are some qualities you're looking for in a lead guard?
Well, look, you want a guy that can make plays, that can control the game. When I first got into the league, people thought about point guards as traditional pass-first guys. But now it means more than that. You want a guy who can make plays, whether it's for himself or for his teammates.
The defense really fell apart there. You can't afford to leave him all alone at the arc.
And Halliburton has got the ball here for Indiana. They've led by as many as 14. Siakam, right side. And Siakam with the slam.
The defense just can't let Siakam get inside positioning like this because he's looking to dunk it home.
And here's Edwards outside. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
There's a minute 12 left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. And it's Mathurin missing. Timberwolves trail by 10. Here's DiVincenzo. The kick out to Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
Well, this is why Edwards is a nightmare for defenses. He can drive right through you or pull you apart from range like this.
Edwards against Matherin. Pass to Walker. Back to Matherin. Fires for three. Randall pulls down the board.
You know, I think it's desperation time for them.
It's not going to be easy now. They're going to need just about everything to go right from this point on.
Count it! And now they trail by just 4.
They've been aggressive during this run, but they've also played under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Matherin missing. Now Edwards. Money! And so it's the Pacers who come out on top here with the late victory. Allie, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg.